All right, everyone, we are back with a very special guest. Hero Fiennes Tiffin is here. I'm by myself. It's just Fran today. No Rhea, unfortunately, but I'm very excited to be talking with you, Hero. Welcome back. It's only been a couple months since the last time we got to talk.
Yeah, I remember. I just said that when they said it was going to be you guys. I was like, oh, it's nice to chat to them again. We had some technical difficulties on the last one, didn't we?
Yeah, sometimes you try and experiment with new software and it comes back to bite you in the ass. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
yeah, yeah. So you can always fall back on trusty Zoom, which brings us back to where we are today. And you have a full, we're in the press junket phase. The After Ever Happy movie is out September 7th. I think everyone is very excited to see how this story wraps up. How are you feeling about this coming to an end?
I don't feel like it's coming to an end because I feel like we've like said goodbye on set and then come back for junkets and then obviously because we shot two movies at once back to back, come back again for more junkets. And as we know, film lasts forever. I'm sure they'll find a way to bring something back to life, whether it's just a fan meet and greet or just to rewatch them all years down the line, or maybe a cameo in a spin-off or something. I don't put it past Voltage and the After fan base to whip something else up. So it doesn't feel as sad as it should feel. But no, it's more that I'm just proud of the work we've done rather than sad to not do any more. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. We've done 4 films. So yeah, no, I feel good about it. I'm not too sad just yet.
Yeah, and I know everyone's going to be talking about this for a long time, so it definitely won't be over quite yet. But like you just said, you guys filmed these last two back to back. Was that something that you liked doing, or would you rather of them be a little spaced out?
I feel like filming 2 movies back to back is so nice in the way that you get to like keep the momentum up, and sometimes one movie feels a little bit short at times. Sometimes when you try filming like a matter of four weeks, 1 week prep, it was really nice to do 2 back to back. But just because of filming during COVID, that's the only reason I would have only kind of maybe wanted to do one, because the circumstances we were in were challenging, to be fair. We were all in the same hotel floor. And at first we thought security were there to prevent from fans and people from getting up, but we later found out they were there to keep us locked in. But no, it was fine. We all got really close. Everyone got to know each other. We had a nice little kind of Halloween party in our little private floor, and we made it work. Lots of Monopoly deal, lots of movie nights, and yeah. So filming 2 back to back wasn't such a challenge, but filming during COVID definitely was.
Yeah, yeah. You probably don't get to celebrate the end of a very successful series the way you would if you were
Yeah,
able to go out with everybody. But we kind
yeah.
of left the last one on a little bit of a cliffhanger, which these movies do love to do. You think you think it's kind of wrapping up, in the last 5 minutes you're like, something crazy happens and you're like, oh, can't wait for the next one, which is exactly where we are. Can you talk a little bit about Hardin's headspace going into this last movie, because he just had a pretty big family bombshell hit him?
Yeah, that scene actually, when we were in Bulgaria, we were filming at that hotel all day. And towards the end of the day, I think we had upwards of 2,000 people outside. And it was all like glass windows, which you can't really see from the way the cameras were set up. Because then obviously you're thinking, why has Hardin got 1,000 plus people screaming at the window? So it felt a bit like theatre in the way that we were kind of like performing almost for a crowd. But yeah, that moment is massive, and obviously kind of everything that comes after it. It's insane. I can't imagine going through that in real life. But no, there's no better person to do it opposite with Steve Moyer, who plays Vance. We love him so much. And yeah, we loved it to be continued. We love to keep people wanting more. And I think it works. So yeah.
We're gonna have to wrap this one up, you would think. How do you feel about how Tessa and Hardin's love story ends?
I think when you turn on the first one, 10 minutes in, you're like, I know these guys are going to be together. But I think we do a good job of keeping everyone on their toes. and making sure people don't get too comfortable. And I think that's the reality of I wouldn't ever say like toxic, but definitely turbulent relationship that they have. Requires a lot of work, and sometimes you need to take a break, and sometimes you come back, and sometimes you don't. And that's why we deliberately like to leave it open-ended. The confusion and anticipation and conversations like this where you're arguing with your friend about whether they're going to be together, whether they should, whether they shouldn't, it's always welcome. So yeah, again, no spoilers, but we do like to keep people guessing. No one's allowed to get too comfortable.
Yeah, I think a relationship like this, when you watch it on the screen, people fall in love with the couple. And sometimes, though, when you watch, you think, maybe these two shouldn't be together. Do you think that they have had a relationship that, people idolize, I guess?
I get asked a lot in interviews about like whether people should
Idolize
idolize
them? Yeah.
them, yeah, as a couple. And when people say like, is it a toxic relationship? Obviously, my gut kicks in to to say like, no, of course not. But I completely understand the speculation on that being the case. But ultimately, it's not a very entertaining film to watch if it's just a couple smooth sailing, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, we have to remember this is for primarily entertainment purposes. And like any piece of art, entertainment, film, TV, stories, whatever, you need to take it all with a pinch of salt. Take what you take, leave what you don't. Um, so yeah, no, I understand it, but I do think yeah, man, the turbulent relationship is fun to watch. We're giving you what you guys asked for. And I also think it's a typical thing of when you're outside of it, you can see all the negatives. But when you're in it, when you've got a friend who's maybe with someone who you maybe think they shouldn't be, as we know with Harden and Tessa, you don't know exactly what they're going through, and you don't know the person as well as their partner does. So yeah, a lot of speculation, and it's good to not really find an answer. It's good to continue to be able to keep asking. But listen, if they can get to the end, then in one piece, they'll both be better for it, I'm sure.
Definitely. You and Josephine Langford have such amazing chemistry, and these are very steamy movies. How has your acting relationship changed, you think, since the first movie to this movie?
I think I'm so lucky that Joe's just been such a cool person to work with. So it was never too challenging at the start. But I don't know for her, but I was definitely in my head about those scenes, having not done them before. And then quickly, as soon as you do it, there's like 50 bored, bald cameramen in the room who don't care about what's going on. And it's just like any other scene. And they chop the scene up for you to film the first, 10 seconds of it. And then the camera position doesn't work for the rest of it anymore. So they have to move that. And you very quickly realize that it's kind of just like any other scene. But I think we've been so lucky to bring these same characters back to life so many times. It's both of our first lead roles. So to be able to do it 4 times across from someone so easy to work with and talented has been a blessing.
Going into the first one, did you guys know that you would be making this many movies, or was it we have to wait and see how the first one does, or was it kind of like we know we have a lot of room to work with here?
Yeah. So contractually, it was always going to be 4.
Okay.
And that's, I guess, how we paced ourselves story-wise.
Was that scary to
make sure we
sign up
didn't.
for?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was. I remember before I left being very like, just the fact of leaving home for a month and being in Atlanta on your own for a month when you've only probably spent a maximum of like 5 days away from home, at a time was a challenge in itself. So yeah, no, it was. But I'm just lucky, as I say, that we've been able to, with thanks to the amazing fans and all of their support, to be able to do all 4. Because we always knew that was the plan. But if it doesn't go too well, we're not going to be able to complete all 4. But I'm so glad that we did. And it's a massive thank you to all the fans and their support.
You said you hadn't really left home that much. How did you explain what these movies were going to be to your family?
That's a good question. I wasn't the quickest to run back and put After One on in front of mum and dad.
Fair.
But my mum's always been supportive and understanding of what it is. And I think, to be honest, as like a young boy jumping straight into a romance, at first I was obviously reluctant to jump in and have a room full of guys who will come and watch it. But then like, you know, over time you grow up, and I have nothing but pride for the work that we've done. I've enjoyed the whole process, and I think it's made me learn and grow so much as a person as well. Step outside your comfort zones, and you know, when you want to be an actor as a boy, had a very different idea from doing movies with like 4 or 5 sex scenes and you know, that kind of relationship. But no, I've loved every minute of it, and I think it's been a real like learning curve. But no, to answer your question, I wasn't in a rush to come back and show the guys my 5 sex scene per film romance. But now, no, now they love it. And yeah, I'm so proud and grateful for all of it.
I remember last time we spoke, I think you told a story about your brother. And was that something where he was kind of, giving you crap about Harry Potter, and then I was like, wait, this was actually kind of cool. Did he have a similar reaction with these movies? Like, was there a lot of brotherly jokes?
I'm sure. Do you know what? I don't think he personally has actually watched these movies yet. And I don't say to anyone, like, whatever the film is, I'm not about to go back and be like, what? You haven't watched my film? Like, go watch my film. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's fair. So it's just about making enough movies where you get some people who will love all the afters and not love much of the other stuff. And you'll get some people like my brother who might prefer the other stuff and not so much this. And I think that's fair. I think that's fine. But no, he has nothing bad to say about it. Of course, he's so proud and lets me know that. So yeah, but again, I'm not in a rush to be like, bro, why have you not watched all my after films? I just, hopefully people watch the films on their own accord, and that's the real.
Let's break it down. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's been such a global sensation, honestly, all across the world. People love these movies. Where have you been that you have felt like these movies are insane? Do you get recognized a lot when you're in LA, or is it less at home, or more when you're traveling? Where do you get the biggest response?
It's definitely less at home. LA is not too frequently either. It's funny because like I'll go to a football match and it's all a bunch of older guys and I'm like, okay, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
And then you might go to like a night out where you're like, oh, okay, slightly younger crowd, maybe more girls. I'm probably going to get more noticed here. So I'm kind of enjoying the phase where I can kind of identify the demographic that will notice me.
Yeah.
But Brazil, I remember when we went and did the press tour for the first one, the reception coming off the plane in Brazil was crazy. I remember a woman with like a probably 6-month-old baby, like sprinting full speed, like trying to follow us to the car. And I was so worried that she was going to drop that baby, man. I still think about it to this day sometimes. But she didn't drop the baby, so we're fine. And the enthusiasm is welcomed and appreciated. Yeah, but yeah, I think the fans in Europe, South America, and all over the world, as you said, like so supportive and enthusiastic. But it's lucky I get to keep some anonymity at home. I still get noticed every now and then, but it's all right. I can still walk the streets and live a normal life. So
it's funny you mentioned that, because I do feel like Brazil is the one that fans joke about the most, because anytime a pop star, anybody, actor, megastar, like is on Instagram Live, or you look at their comments or anything, it's always people saying, "You have to come to Brazil. We love you here. We love you here."
Yeah.
And they live up to the hype. It seems they put their money where their mouth is.
I can vouch for them there for sure.
Yeah, social media is such a big factor, and there's so many fan accounts, and people reshare so much about these movies. You kind of keep a little quiet on social media. Is that purposeful, or is it just not really for you?
It's not like a tactical master plan. It's not like I'm itching to post and I'm just like, no, I can't, because we've got this long-winded plan. But I feel like social media for me, I kind of like grew up as it was kind of becoming popular. So I'm learning as I go, like anyone. And then overnight, my boy texted me one morning saying, you're verified and you've got 100,000 followers. And from that moment for a while, I think I was like, okay, let me just keep my distance from this and not try and live through this, and just focus on real life and the people I meet in person or on Zoom, and just focus on that. And I feel like now there's kind of like a secondary effect of like, I guess when I do post, it feels like a bit more impactful because I'm not just oversaturating pointless stuff. But then there are times when I feel like maybe I should probably post more. I know the fans would like to see what's going on. So yeah, still a learning curve. I think I still go through kind of phases, but yeah, I enjoy having it there to post every now and then. And I think it's healthy to kind of, especially when you live a relatively like public life, doing interviews like this quite frequently, it makes sense to save some of your privacy for yourself. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a balance. I'm still learning the right balance for it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I do think that there is, because so many people are so heavily on it, there's almost like an air of mystery because you go on, it's like, oh my God, this guy's like 8 million followers, he's got like 6 posts. Like it's
Yeah.
it's fun, but it's also fun from my end of it because we prepare for interviews. We don't really know. We can watch old interviews, but so much you can learn from someone from social media, and a lot of the people we talk to, we feel like we already know them. So you sometimes you lose the getting to know
Yeah.
someone, having that
Yeah.
conversation, which I've really enjoyed with you. Honestly, doing these past couple interviews have been really nice. So
I'm
there
so
is,
glad.
yeah, there is something. There's definitely a plus to it somewhere. Do you scroll? Like, are you on Instagram? Are you on TikTok?
To
Are
be
you on
fair,
Twitter?
to be fair, I'm only on Instagram and I
Okay.
only have Instagram. Like I don't have a secret account. I used to have Twitter, and then when everything started kind of blowing up, I was like, let me just delete Snapchat, delete Twitter. I'll just do Instagram since it's going to be for the public. And that's the kind of other reason is like you're catering for like everyone in the world rather than like just your friends, and what you post just for your friends might be different for what you want the whole world to see. So it's kind of almost easier to take that step back and like you say, save it for when you meet people in person.
Yeah.
um but no, Twitter is hilarious. I do miss Twitter, I have to say. But even just on Instagram, I do scroll every now and then. And it's entertaining, and the algorithm, how quickly it caters for what you want to see, is kind of scary too. I go on YouTube a lot as well, to be fair. But they all have that same algorithm with the shorts now, where like you click on one and you're suddenly like lost in the matrix for like an hour and a half. And then you look up and your vision's all like short-sighted because you've been inside the screen for ages. So I don't think I need any more distractions
Yeah.
on my phone. YouTube and Instagram do enough. But yeah, admittedly, I am still on there. As much as I don't post too much, I do keep up to date, watch my friends' stories, see what other people post. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they've all kind of morphed into sharing a lot of the same things. So you'll come across a
exactly.
lot of the same stuff. You have a massive month of September coming up. This movie, After Ever Happy, is coming out on the 7th. Like I said, after that, you have The Woman King. How are you gearing up for September? Would you say this is one of the most exciting months you've ever had coming up?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is. I'm so excited for everyone to see The Woman King. Just because it's such a different character. And also like the after fans have been so supportive and encouraging. I also like specifically, I'm excited like for them to see me in a different light as an actor, not just as Harding, because I think I'm so appreciative of all the support, but I'm almost like more appreciative when people see me as hero who plays Harding and a bunch of other characters rather than just being kind of stuck in that. So I'm really excited to hear what the after fans have to say and what they think, and everyone else in the world. Can't wait for The Woman King to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer looks amazing, but it's such a good point. I think sometimes actors talk about how doing a franchise like this, you get afraid of being stuck as that character, but when you do the franchises like this, the fan bases are so loyal that no matter what you do after this, there will be eyeballs. People will be watching. It could be like the smallest thing ever. It could be the biggest thing ever, and they'll definitely be there to support you. So that's got to be a cool feeling.
It definitely is. And I've been aware of it for a while. I think it's like, everyone says it's like a family, but like there's people from all over the world who have like set up charities to donate for charities that I've like shown interest in, and people who have made like lifelong friends because of it, all the way down to like me personally and them supporting my work in the future. Is so much more than just making a film that a few people like and enjoy and then forget about. Like, it really has become like a part of people's lives. And like it's, as you say, it's going to support me so much going forward and kind of give me the freedom to not have to just chase, you know, certain specific things that want to further your career, but also just do what you're passionate about and what you enjoy. Because as you say, no matter how big or small, it will still get, you know, incredible support. And I go on and do other films where producers are like, oh my God, like your fans are so supportive and they've picked up this film and run with it and they've repost and share. And it's like, it's so nice for me to inherently feel like I'm doing a good thing because fans and supporters of After are now doing a good thing for my friends. If I shout out a clothing brand or if I like, you know, as I say, do a small role in a different movie, they pick it up and run with it, and love just spreads infinitely. So no, it's a blessing. I'm so grateful to them always.
Yeah, the hero fan accounts are going to have a busy couple weeks coming up with everything that they're going to be watching and posting, and I'm sure you're going to have a ton of press and things like that. What is your favorite and least favorite part of doing these kind of junkets where you have to rapid fire go through interviews?
Oh, that's a good question. Traveling, being able to like travel the world and meet new people is something that, especially when I look back, I remember being like, oh my God, we've just finished the first one and we're on the road for like a month and a half. And then you look back and it's like, I'm so lucky. I've been to so many different places and met so many different people. Obviously, you do get the same questions a number of times and have to repeat the same thing and try and sound interesting. And part of you wants to be like, can you not just watch the interview from before? But obviously, I completely understand it. The game is the game. And I just appreciate everyone taking time out to you know, be here and ask the questions and support. But I have to say, speaking to you, and I say you guys, because I know it's not just you usually, yes. It's so nice when you have conversations that vary and are different, and it's always nice to talk to you guys because it feels a lot more kind of like colloquial and chill, like a real conversation. And sometimes it can be a little bit sterile, but I'm sure if I spoke to you for hours, I'd be like, I'd quite enjoy to speak with, you know, someone who's a bit more straight to the point. So, you know, the pros and cons, everyone has their place. It's just nice to meet so many different people. Absolutely. All over the world. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully, you know, we can mix it up. Rhea and I do like to think that we can mix it up a little bit more, so it's not the same stuff. We are gonna wrap up, but what I didn't bring up with you last time, which I honestly got a little flack for it, because when I did look at your Instagram, I'm like, oh, this guy's a big West Ham fan. And my boyfriend has decided that he took up he went to one game and he came back to the States and was like, we're West Ham fans. We watch every game. Like, he's got all his memorabilia now. He has his jersey. He goes to the bars at like 7 a.m. in the city to watch the games.
Yeah.
How
I know that. I know the struggle. Sorry, let me let you finish, but I'm so happy for you guys. Go on.
Yeah. I wanted to. He was like, "Did you tell him, come on, you irons," when you ended? And I was like, "Oh, I totally forgot." He was like, "Well, what the heck?" So
what was the point?
Yeah, he's like, "Why'd you even talk to him for that long if you didn't bring it up?" So I have to end with that at least here now, and bring that up for you. And I mean, how much do you love going to those games?
I really do. I really do. Man, I love it. It's also the reason for the fact I'll probably lose a lot of hair on my head very soon in life. But yeah, you don't pick your team picks you. We love you, West Ham. We're massive everywhere we go. We're international, clearly. Tell your boyfriend I said welcome, and thank you for enduring a lot of misery in advance. But it will all be worth it somehow, some way. But I'll do it with you in 3, 2, 1. We'll say, come on, your irons. Ready? Yeah, come on, you irons. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, you irons. Come on, you irons. I got to do it with an accent, though, right?
Yeah. I've got my ring on, too.
That's awesome. Well, Hero, thank you so much for chatting with me again. Everyone can watch After Ever Happy on September 7th. The movie will be in theaters, so you can head to your theater. I know I saw some listings in the city, New York City, for when the movie comes out on that date, which is very exciting. So everybody can go check that out. The Woman King will be out shortly after that, and we can't wait to watch both. Thank you so much, Hero.
My pleasure. It's always so nice talking to you. Thank you again.
No problem.
All the best. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks.